Let me catch my breath. Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 53 of the Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl podcast, aka the best podcast in the world. Depends on who you ask. I've missed you guys so much. I actually don't like doing the episodes bi-weekly, so I don't think I'm going to keep doing this. Like, there's so much stuff that happens in my life week by week that, I don't know, the bi-weekly just isn't giving. Like, I miss y'all. Do y'all miss me? Don't answer that. I know you. You know what? Just say you do, just so I can feel better. I need it. I need an ego boost. Before we get into the episode, I want to apologize for the audio. I am in a hotel right now, and I do not have my mics, so whatever you guys hear in the background is not my fault at this point. I'm like laying in the bed right beside the window. The window's glass is made out of like plastic. I can hear every car outside. These bitches is stomping around. Like, this is the Hilton. This is the ghettoest Hilton I've ever stayed at. Like, I can't. I got Law and Order playing in the background. Y'all probably can hear it. Detective Benson is crying right now. Like, I don't know what's going on. Ooh, also, fun fact about Law and Order. This used to be my show when I was a teenager. Like, I don't know why I was just obsessed with this show. That's probably why I'm so fucking paranoid now. But when I was in high school, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And you know they had to drug a girl up. Y'all, tell me why when I was coming off that anesthesia, the first thing I said was, in the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the fucking Special Victims Unit. These are their stories. I woke up like that was my calling to life. It's on video, like I'm not lying. If I edited my own videos, I would literally clip that video in here so y'all could hear it. Like, I was drugged the fuck out, but I was like, I am gonna solve the case. I am. That's what I'm here for. So if you guys hear any babies crying, any stomping, any truck like the one that's going by right now, just ignore it, okay? We're here to talk. We're here to catch up. See, I can already tell this TV being on is gonna distract me, because why did this lady just let her dog walk into somebody else's apartment? I mean, she did find a dead body, so that's great, but like, girl, get your dog. Also, y'all, I just need to talk to y'all like y'all are my sisters and brothers. Like, there's so much going on in this episode. First of all, I didn't know you could bring dogs into a hotel. As an ex-flight attendant, I feel like I should have known that. But never in my life have I heard a dog bark in a hotel. So that's new for me. Also, the motherfucker who is in the room next door to me, they room got a doorbell. So I don't know what that's about. I feel like they got a disability and I shouldn't be mad at that. So, but that was a loud ass doorbell. It felt like it was for me. So that's new. Also, y'all, I have not been having a great holiday season. So when I got in the hotel room last night, I was trying to turn on the TV and the remote wasn't working. So I threw it at the wall and it shattered and they had to come bring me another one. But y'all, I had to lie and say that it was like that when I walked in here, because I was not about to pay for another remote, because they were going to charge me like $50 fucking. It's a Cox remote at that. Like, you know, Cox be taxing. So I tried, like, I was pushing the power button and literally nothing was happening. So I threw it at the fucking wall. Should I have done that? No, I'm aware. But, you know, I got away with it. But okay, let's jump right into the episode. How was you guys' Christmas? New Year is coming up. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, Merry Christmas. I didn't put out an episode on Christmas like I said I would last episode, because my Christmas was not good at all. And I'll tell you guys more about that at the end of the episode. But girl, I was in shambles. I was crying. But I hope you guys had a great Christmas. If you were with your family, I hope you guys had a lovely time. If you were with your significant other, I hope you got the cheek smacked and you know, the back relaxed. I hope, you know, if you have kids, I hope they got, you know, all the presents that they wanted, or at least the ones that they really wanted. And I hope they got you something, or at least cleaned up the house, then washed the dishes after they opened all their gifts. I hope you had a great time, and I hope your new year is even better. I hope you thrive. I hope you hit all your goals. I hope you go to the gym, bitch. I hope you get that ass fat, that back small. I hope your hair grow. I hope your nails get long. I hope the money come in. I'm wishing all things for you. I'm wishing all these things for you. You right there. You listening. Yes, you in the car, in your bathroom, in your living room, in your room, at work, with the headphones in. I'm talking to you. I'm wishing all of this on you. All of this. Come on, 2024. We need it. With that being said, let's jump right into the first topic. I just gave y'all so many affirmations. You know what's crazy about that? I can do that for so many people. I cannot do that for myself. Like, if I literally try to stand in the mirror and give myself like positive like affirmations, like, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're worth it, like, the Gemini in me is like, Zaria, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know why I could do that for so many people. And I mean it when I say it to y'all. Like, and when I'm talking to Mango, and I mean it. I just can't mean it when I say it to myself. Like, get the fuck away from me. Like, you're just stop. But guys, let's jump right into the first topic. This topic is something that was circulating around TikTok for a while. And you guys know how I like to give my, takes and sides and opinions, like, as it dies down. I don't want to jump right into the thick of it because, I like to marinate on my thoughts. But what I want to talk about is that I really think there needs to be a study on how FOMO and clout are like closely related, bitch. And if there are people who don't know what FOMO means, it means, fear of missing out. That's what it means. I have the exact opposite. Y'all know that though. I've said that plenty of times. I have JOMO. But FOMO means fear of missing out. And I feel like that and clout chasing is very, very similar. Hold on, guys. My air conditioner just came on. Wait. That was so ghetto. Anyway, so I think those two are really closely related, especially like in mentality, because especially with like social media and the way like people are just like sheep herded the way to think now, people will literally like damn near kill themselves to like be the first person to know about something or be included in something that everybody knows about already or everybody is doing. And it's sick because like I feel like trying to be the first to know or trying to be the one that announces something for somebody is like, oh, I bet y'all didn't know this, or trying to so bad be included in something is like that's taking over like your general like choices in life, your actions in life, and like your opinions in life, because you have this like sheep herd mentality of just like, I either have to fit in with the masses or like I'm not going to be accepted or I'm going to be the oddball out, or I have to be the first one to announce it so everybody can like ride my coattail so I can feel good about myself. And it's sick. It's like it makes my stomach hurt because it's just like gross. And then on top of that, everybody also has this like dire need to be different when it's being different is so rare nowadays. It's just so rare because everybody's the fucking same, so with FOMO and clout, it's just like that has to be a sickness, that has to be a disease, and I really want like a scientist to like dip into that. But on top of that, it starts to get possessive, like you not being the first person to know when you have no right to know anything. You start taking offense to that, you know what I'm saying? And I'll give you an example. The example I'm talking about is the thing on TikTok where the girl had like, she just dropped her friend because her friend had bought a house, and she posted it on Instagram, and that was the first time that the other friend had ever heard about it. And apparently that's enough to like lose a friend over. And I was so confused by that because almost every TikTok I saw was in favor of the friend who was offended by the other friend posting the house on Instagram. And I looked at so many videos and so many opinions and so many different takes, and even personal stories that people had that were similar to that. And I just don't think that they have an actual ground to stand on, because unless you're like 13, between the ages of like 10 and like 17, I really don't think that you should have that much. You shouldn't be that offended on what your friend chooses to not show you and what they choose to show you. You don't understand what I'm trying to say? Also, another thing before I continue with this story, the doors in this hotel slam loud as fuck, and it's been pissing me off every day. I'm never staying at a Hilton again. Like, I can't do this. Is the nastiest. I'm so like, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm so disappointed in everything about this hotel. Ugh. Wow, this episode is so unhinged. Anyway, I heard so many points like, if I'm your friend, if I'm your best friend, then I shouldn't have had to find out on Instagram like I'm a regular person. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not entitled to my friend's business like this at all. And then the other thing is, to say that sentence, like, you're not also a person on her social media, you have to realize some people don't even add people that they don't know on social media. I used to know hella people like that. Bitch, if I don't know you, you're not getting on this feed. You're not getting a request. You're not getting an acceptance of a request. Like, you're not coming on here because my social media is for people that I know and people that are in my life actively. You know what I mean? So to assume that a post is for common folk and not special people in your life is crazy. Also, I've seen people do that many times with babies. Y'all don't know how many times somebody I know has popped out on Instagram or Facebook with the little sonogram over the belly and the parents' hands making a heart. I had no fucking idea that you even wanted kids. You know what I'm saying? And now you popping out with a baby that's due in March. I'm not mad. And you'll see people in the comments like, oh my God, I had no idea. Oh my God, congratulations. Like, of course you didn't, because it's none of your fucking business. So how are you so accepting of somebody popping out with a baby, but you can't accept the fact that they popped out with a house? You know how long it takes to close on a house? First of all, you know how much money you got to have to buy a house in this economy? Girl, I'm not telling nobody until I put the key in the door. Like, that is such a big deal. That is such a big deal. And that is one of the most things, if I was going to make any announcement, me buying a house is the number one thing I would put on my social media as a mass announcement. I'm not about to text everybody individually, like, hey, I bought a house, bitch, bought a house. Guess who? Party at my house, like, I'm not doing that. That's a lot of fucking text to send. You know what I mean? And then it's going to sound like one thing about me personally, I hate to sound like I'm being cocky or I'm gloating or I'm being narcissistic. So I feel like if I sent out 32 text messages telling 32 friends that I got a house, at the 8th message, I'll be like, I'm not fucking doing this. This feels like, I feel like I'm being like, I'm trying to like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it in a good way, but I feel like that's the most post-worthy shit that you could ever post. Y'all, I just bought a fucking house. I'm only 29. I'm only 30. I just bought a house. Like, of course I'm going to post that shit on. Y'all hear that? See, I swear to God, I'm about to leave. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop noticing. But you know what? Because sometimes when I record episodes, whole time y'all can't even hear what's going on in the background and y'all just hear me complaining about it. So I'm going to just stop complaining about it. Let that baby scream, let that dog bark, and let these doors slam. Because if y'all can't hear it, then fuck it. I'm cool. But I can hear it. It's loud as fuck. But do y'all understand what I mean by that? You know, like, for example, Mango already lives with her man and stuff like that. They already have a house. But let's say they wanted to get a bigger house. And, like, on a random Tuesday, they post up in this big-ass 4-bedroom house, driveway, you know, dog. You know, they just suddenly got their shit together. Not that they don't have it together now. But, you know, they just you know, one-upped. The last thing I would do is text Mango and be like, so you didn't feel like you had to tell me that? I'm not Mango's mom. Like, what the fuck? The nerve to even say that sentence. Like, so you don't think you needed to tell me that? That would irritate the fuck out of me no matter who said it to me. My mother could say that to me. I'm like, no, what the fuck? I told you the way I wanted to tell you, like everybody else. Like, I don't like when people have... I don't like when people think they have entitlement over the shit that I do, say, think, and want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because what the fuck makes you think that I was going to tell you anyway? You better be lucky you found out this way. You know what I'm saying? And not even to make it a negative thing, but it's just like to assume you deserve first place in anything that doesn't even have to do with you is crazy. Now, I'm not going to lie. Let's say Mango actually did do that and she posted a picture in front of a big ass house with her man, talk about oh, bitch, the price just went up. I am gonna text her and be like, damn, bitch, you ain't wanna tell me? You ain't ever wanna invite me over? We could have been taking shots at the new place. Like, I would have turned it into a joke. Like, bitch, I'm on my way. Send me the address. Like, I'm trying to get a tour. You know what I'm saying? I would have turned it into a joke. I wouldn't cut my whole fucking friend off because she posted a house on Facebook or Instagram and she didn't tell me about it. Like, that's fucking crazy. You bitches don't know how to be friends for real. Now, had she posted a house on Instagram and the caption was like, yeah, just got a new house, that bitch Zari can't come over, fuck her, then I'd have been like, damn, bitch, you could have warned, you know, then I would have been upset. You know, then we could start dropping friends left and right. But, like, be happy for your fucking friends. Like, why? The whole time this little topic was going around TikTok, I was so confused. Like, okay, so you're putting happiness for your friend way lower. Way lower than your entitlement to know something first. That's why I'm saying clout and FOMO needs to be studied, because why did you have to know first? Why? Literally, everybody found out at the same time. So technically you did find out first. You found out the same time everybody else did. Stop. And then people tried to take it and twist the story like, oh, I understand this because if you've ever been the friend that gets left out, if you've ever been the last minute friend, and y'all know damn well, like I always say, if you're a long listener of this podcast, you know damn well I understand how that feels, being the backup friend or the friend you call when nobody else is available. I understand that. That's not what the fuck the point of the story was about at all, though. Now, if the story was, we had a group chat and she texted everybody outside of the group chat individually and told them about the house, and she specifically didn't tell me, then yeah, you got every right to feel, a type of way about that. Because it's just like, bitch, it's looking like you excluded me on purpose, bitch. What the fuck is up with that? I still wouldn't drop her, but I would definitely say something about it. Like, what the fuck, you ain't want me to know? You got a present there for me, bitch, that you ain't want me to see? What's up? Why couldn't I know? Why couldn't you text the whole group chat? Why you text them bitches individually? It's giving snake. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's still, to me, not worth dropping a friendship. We gonna talk about it. And if I don't like your answer, the friendship is based on that. But, I just don't get it. That wasn't the case at all. She didn't tell nobody. And the first time anybody heard about it was on Instagram. Parents, friends, any associates, co-workers, ex-co-workers, everybody found out at the same time. But because that bitch was her quote-unquote best friend, apparently that was just too much to bear and they don't need to be friends no more. Y'all, I said, yeah, well, she dodged the bullet because I wouldn't want to be friends with no sensitive ass, entitled ass bitch like that anyway. For the next topic, since we're on the topic of TikTok and stuff that was circling around there, I want to talk to you guys about one more thing, right? Because I've been out of the game actually I haven't, but let me just explain it. Y'all know that list that was going around of like places that are not good ideas for a first date? And it was basically a bunch of restaurants and shit like that. But it was like, it was all opinionated based. I know one of them said like Olive Garden and stuff like that. But then there was another list of like actual things that are unacceptable to do on a first date. It was a long ass list, which I didn't even know a list could be that long because to me, anything is considered a date. But there was one thing on that list that really pissed me off. I really didn't care about anything else and I didn't read the whole list. But there was one thing, it was probably the first thing on the list that I was like, oh, wait, hold on. And that thing was dinner/lunch or even breakfast or brunch, just eating. They said eating wasn't a good idea. Going out to eat wasn't a good idea for a first date. And I was like, have people lost their fucking minds? Like, are we actually stupid? And y'all, I know I say this a lot, but I really think that a lot of people get too hung up on shit that sound good and doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are willing to change their whole belief system and whole opinions off of some shit that might rhyme and sound good. Whole time it doesn't make any fucking sense because listen to what the fuck you're talking about. How is going out to eat not a good first date? I feel like you niggas have forgotten how to dine correctly. Because that is the most intimate way to get to know somebody. That is the quickest way to know if a woman or a man is not for you. You could not like how that motherfucker chew. You could not like how they swallow. If they go drink from their glass and they got food residue on there, how they react to the waitress, the waiter, how they treat people in service. How he cares if he pulls your seat out. You know what I'm saying? If she reaches for the check. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one fucking way to get to know a person and find out if you like their mannerisms or anything about them. That's literally the best way to know. And you niggas are like, oh, how I'm gonna talk to you? You got a mouthful of fucking food. Put the fucking fork down for a second and talk to a motherfucker. Y'all, everybody got social anxiety now. And as a bitch that got regular anxiety, I don't understand that. I don't understand. This bitch, I watched one TikTok. She was talking about something. Yeah, let's go to an amusement park. Are we fucking dumb? Let me stop. And then also I have to put a filter on my TikTok to stop me from watching teenagers and shit like that, because I be forgetting that some people are actually children and everybody's not 25, 30 plus years old. Because who the fuck wants to go to a loud ass amusement park on a first date? Please use your brains. Please use your brains for once. That's literally the pinnacle of first date things to do. Now, in my opinion, the only things that aren't acceptable to me as a first date is that I'm not coming to your fucking house and I'm not going anywhere with you that has no people around or at night. I have never been on a first date at night, and I have never gone to anybody's house, and I've never gone anywhere where it's just me and that motherfucker, ever, whether I'm with a woman or a man. Those three things are automatically off limits. Anything else you want to do, I'm game. I'm game. But at some point, we do need to sit down and eat so I can fucking speak to you, so I can look at you in this light, so I can see how you cut this fucking steak. I can see how you treat our waiter. If you say please and thank you, how you leave this table, because if you leave it dirty and you drop some food on the fucking ground and I ask you to pick it up and you be like, what's their job? We're never talking again. Like, y'all are missing the point of dining. Y'all are missing the point of how to get to know somebody. You niggas just want to go to Dubai, spin a bag, and get a Birkin. And it's crazy. It's insane. Like, have we lost the idea of what dating is? It's so insane to me. And the masses agree with the list more than they disagree and agree with me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like that for us. I don't like that. I'm such a romantic person. I love intimate settings, and I love just being able to, have moments. I like little small pockets of moments, like eye contact, and you can tell he's shy or she's shy, or you know what I'm saying, you can tell that they want to touch your hand but they don't want to, or after dinner y'all walk in the park or something like that, and he's getting closer to you and you're shivering but he doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? I love romantic stuff like that. Literally can stay on this topic for like 30 minutes, but like, guys, let's not fall into things that sound good, and let's actually practice things that are good. And let people take you out to dinner, let people take you out to lunch. Sit down, look at them in the eye, get to know them, talk to them, learn their mannerisms, learn their their antics and stuff like that. Like, that's how you get to know a person. That's a great first date, y'all. Don't let people tell you it's not. But all right, guys, for this next topic I want to talk about, a lot of you, most of you are not going to agree with me, okay? And I'm fully aware of this, but I need you to think of it from my point of view, okay? Just give me a second. So obviously we all know that Gypsy Rose has gotten out of prison for getting her mom killed, right? I genuinely think I'm the only person that thinks that she should have been in jail a lot longer than she was. Don't click off of this episode. Don't kiss your teeth at me. Don't roll your eyes. Just hang with me for a second. Just focus. Just listen for a second. Now, quick fact about me. When I see something that I disagree with strongly, that everybody has the opposite opinion on, I go down a fat ass rabbit hole because I need to understand why everybody else agrees and I don't, right? So I've watched every episode of The Act. I've seen all of her interviews, post jail and with Dr. Phil and stuff like that. I've watched her trial, her testify speech and stuff like that. What is it? Testimony speech? That's not testimony. That's the Bible. Oh my God, Jesus. Basically, anything that has to do with her, I've watched from start to finish because I needed to understand what I didn't agree with, right? And I've got it. Also, let me be clear with this. In no way, shape, or form am I victim blaming Gypsy for what she did. I understand wholeheartedly why she would want her mother to die. That part I understand 100%. That lady was torturing the fuck out of her mentally and literally physically. But what I don't think people are willing to understand or look at or even focus on is that Gypsy has so many available outs, so many opportunities for that end not to be the outcome. Like I just said, I understand wanting her mom to die. I've been there myself. Bitch, if I had a Mack truck, I'd run it full speed right into this house. I get that. I really do. But to me personally, because killing somebody is so drastic, and there were so many other things she could have done, which I'm going to give an example of in a minute, that's why I think she should have gotten longer in prison. They raised fundraisers for this little girl. They held press conferences for this little girl. Habitat for Humanity literally gave them a house, built them a house for free to live in because she supposedly had so many diseases and diagnoses. At any point, she could have stood up and been like, hey, I know this is a shocker to everybody, but this bitch is crazy. I need somebody to get me the fuck away from her. And then I know you guys are going to combat with Stockholm Syndrome, which I don't believe in, but, it's a thing, I guess. And being brainwashed by being her mom, and she just believed her because, she would drug her up so she would be drowsy and shit like that. I get that. Let's put that aside. Even watching the act, which Gypsy said a lot of it wasn't factual, she did have a next door neighbor that was like 2 or 3 years older than her, who would come over the house when her mom wasn't home, and they would talk and chat and talk about boys and school and all this stuff that Gypsy wished she could do, that she saw her next door neighbor doing. At any point in time, she could have told that bitch, let me tell you a secret that's gonna blow your fucking mind, shorty. Let me talk to you for a second, because it's only me and you and this bitch, right? That could have been her out. Another one. That time she said she snuck off and got herself a cell phone, which is where she started, meeting people online and talking to people and stuff like that. Why wouldn't you call 911? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you go ahead and chop that up into bits? That's past the time where she knew she could actually stand up and that she wasn't actually sick. Why wouldn't you call somebody and tell somebody? Her literally walking out of her house and standing in the middle of the street doing a fucking cartwheel would have been enough to open at least a police case. You know what I'm saying? And the number one reason why I think she should have served longer jail time is because everybody in this equation, the 3 people that were heavily affected by this scenario, Gypsy was the only one who wasn't mentally fucked up. Literally by birth, by paper. You guys are forgetting that her mom literally had the highest case of Munchausen by proxy disease. You can't do nothing with that except put that in a straitjacket. Her mom was not doing it on purpose. She was fucked up. All she knew was this chemical imbalance in her brain that was telling her, my baby is sick, she needs to do this. Gypsy, don't stand the fuck up because your legs are broken, you're paralyzed, you have cancer, you need this, you need that. She was a fucked up individual. Her boyfriend that she met online, and the one who, went to the movies with her and they were having sex in the bathroom and stuff like that, he had the multiple personality disorder. I can't remember what it's called, but he had that. So literally everybody in this story had a fucked up mental disease except Gypsy, besides being brainwashed and mentally controlled and stuff like that. She was the only one who was born without a mental disability. Because do you know how different her story would have been if they made the same plan without killing her mom? She would have never went to jail, and this nigga would never be spending the rest of his life behind bars, which I think is crazy. I think the fact that he got life without the possibility of parole is crazy. Because if you know that this man is traveling to your house to come get you, why didn't you just run away with him? Why did your mom have to die? Why did you make him stab her to death? That's the part I don't understand. You could have just literally got up, walked out the house, and ran away. Now, in my head, what would have happened is her mom would have woke up, saw Gypsy not in the house, called the police, had a mental fucking breakdown. They would have caught Gypsy in Timbuktu with this nigga walking and talking, and they would have been like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? That would have cracked the whole fucking case open. Her mom did not need to die. You guys are giving so much credit to a murderer, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Her mom did not need to die. She had too many fucking outs, too many chances, so many possibilities to change her story around, and she chose the wrong fucking chance. She chose the wrong choice. Now this guy who is mentally unstable is in jail for the rest of his life because a woman manipulated him into killing her mom. It's not fucking right. I don't care what you guys say. You guys be like, no, Zaria, you got it all wrong. I don't got it wrong. Her mom didn't need to die. He could have fucked her up. He could have went in there and pieced her to fuck up, hit her in the liver, hit her in the temple, busted her nose, broke a couple teeth. He could have fucked her up, make sure they had enough time to pack a bag and get out that fucking house. He did not need to kill that woman. Even Gypsy said it on Dr. Phil's, one of her last Dr. Phil interviews. She said, my mom deserves to be in the place that I am right now, not dead. And that's the fucking truth. She did not need to kill that woman. I'll die on that hill. I don't care what y'all think. Her mom didn't need to die. Her mom needed fucking help. her mom needed help. And maybe that's me sympathizing because I have a lot of mental disorders, and I know how it feels to be mentally fucked up. And I would not want somebody to kill me just because of that. It's not, I really do understand that she was getting abused and she was getting tortured. This bitch had a feeding tube in her fucking stomach. That's crazy. I really do understand that. But since on paper, you're the only one that isn't mentally fucked up, you should have handled that in a different way. And that's just it. I think a lot of people like to overlook all of those strong ass facts because she talks like this and she's a cute little girl, she's a cute woman and she has this innocence about her. She wasn't innocent when she made the plan, gave that nigga the knife, and hid in the bathroom so she would avoid hearing the flesh of her mom being stabbed through. No. You don't get to play innocent. You don't get to have this shy little voice and play victim. You know what I mean? I understand you were a victim for a long time, but guess who got out alive? Guess who doesn't get to have a redemption story? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't like that. But again, that's just my take, guys. I really don't get upset when people disagree. If you have your opinions, you have your opinions. That's just my take. Yeah, it's just we're just having a little discussion. There's no need to agree or disagree. That's just my opinion. But I do want to talk to you guys. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about how my Christmas was going because it was fucked. But also, how do you guys? Oh my God, the Patreon is coming. The Patreon is coming, guys. So I would really love if you guys would spare, a couple cents a month on your girl so I can give you guys some top tier content. I would really appreciate it if you could sacrifice that for me. And if you can't, like I said, if all of your pennies are pinched and you have money going to specific places every month, you don't worry about it, boo-boo. Don't worry about a Patreon. We can rock out on YouTube and the free stuff, okay? Don't you worry about it. But for those of you who have a couple pennies and a couple quarters to spare, please consider signing up for the Patreon when I drop it because I would really appreciate it. And I am really working on giving you some really different type of content, but also content that is worth spending your money on. Once again, if you're listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review because I deserve it. I work hard. This podcast is really, really deep for me, and I love being able to connect with people. Leave a review. Tell me what you liked about it. I love words of affirmation because I can't give them to myself, so I need you guys to do it for me. I have an ego issue, so boost it up for me. Same on Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Leave a comment, DM me. I love y'all. Anything. I'll take anything. Also, how would you guys feel if I made like a Discord for like Grippy Sock Gang? I've been really thinking about that lately. Like, I'm not a part of, or I don't have a Discord of my own yet, but I've been really looking into it. And I think that would be sweet, especially with our, like, this little community we have. I feel like all of you guys have different types of stories and backgrounds and experiences that are similar. And I really feel like a lot of people would gain something from that and not feel alone with you guys' stories. So yeah, if you made it this far in the episode, DM me somewhere on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere. Let me know how you feel about the Discord, and I'll set that bitch up right now. But to end the episode, you guys, I am going to tell you guys just a little bit about my personal life that's been making me sad. But before I do that, I really want y'all to take me serious when I say this, because I've said it before, and you guys do it anyway, but I really want more people to do it because I mean it. If you are ever going through something like mentally, or something with your family, something with your significant other, something with your friends, something that's just like a personal mental battle, and you feel like you not only can't talk to anybody in your life about it, or you just don't want to, which is my case, but you need to get it out, I really, 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 really want you guys to DM me and tell me. You can write me a fucking book. You can write me a novel in the DMs, telling me what's on your mind, telling me what you cried about today, telling me what you're struggling with. I really, really, really want to be the outlet for you guys to just get shit off your chest when you feel like you can't get it off to anybody else. Pause. But I promise you guys, that's the only reason I made this podcast, is so that when people feel like I do, when I'm locked up in my room in the dark and I'm crying and I feel like I have nobody to vent to, and because nobody gives a fuck, I really want to be that for you guys. So if you have anything going on, please let me know. I promise I've been through so fucking much. I can understand just about anything that you tell me. So please take me seriously when I say that. You can DM me any fucking time. But like I said, to end the episode and just be a little transparent and, open up the fucking safe space. My Christmas was really sad. Jesus Christ, those doors slammed so goddamn hard. Oh my goodness. But as most of you guys know, I moved to Florida last year to live with my parents. Not to live with to live with my parents. Because I stopped being a flight attendant, and the plan was for me to join the military, the Air Force. When you have a mental disability, it's really hard to join the military, because you're seen as a risk. So for any of you who've ever been involved with the military or know anything about the military, stuff like that requires waivers. And I'm in the middle of my waiver now. That's why it's been taking so long for me to actively join. But I've already been to MEPS and all that stuff. So it's just taking a little longer than everybody's anticipated. But the way this anticipation has turned my parents into two totally different people is really disheartening for me. Because once again, you guys know that I'm adopted, and I already have abandonment issues and self-want issues and stuff like that. So to see my parents turn into people who don't want me is, disheartening. And that's what I've been going through the past, I'll say 6 months. Just taking really big amounts of disrespect and verbal abuse. And when it first started happening, I would cry myself to sleep, and, I would say, like, why doesn't anybody want me? Like, I've gone through so many different sets of parents, being with my birth mom and being in foster care and, being adopted. It seems like no matter who gets me, nobody wants me. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because it just is. You kind of lose all value of yourself. Your self-worth is just trash. And then it starts to bleed into other things you do, like my performance at work, my performance with my friends, my personality, my romantic relationships. It's just like, well, if the people who are supposed to love me don't want me, how could anybody else? You know what I'm saying? That's a hard kind of conversation to have with yourself. But fortunately, and kind of unfortunately for me, I've been dealing with it my whole life, so it doesn't hit me as hard as it used to. It still hits hard, just not as much when I was a kid. I can take it pretty decently now. Every once in a while, I'll cry myself to sleep, or I'll sit down in a shower and break down. But I'm kind of built for it tough. You know what I'm saying? It starts to get a little repetitive, after a while. But on Christmas, I did have a breakdown because my parents decided to kick me out for the whole holiday season. That means Christmas and New Year's. For a reason I will tell you guys on Patreon. But I just wasn't allowed to sleep at my house, come to my house. I just had to leave from Christmas Day until after New Year's. So maybe like the 2nd or the 3rd. Which is why I'm in a hotel right now. Luckily, I have a fantastic savings account, and I can, get myself hotels and stuff like that. So financially, I've got myself, but mentally, I am crumbling. And emotionally, actually. I can't forget about that. So money in my pocket, I'm fine, but I need a hug really bad. And one thing I do want to say, I've been no contact with my birth mom for a couple years now. Back when I was a teenager, we used to be cordial, and I would go over her house and try to just, kiki and forget everything that happened with foster care and the abuse and the physical and, verbal abuse. And I would just try to push past it because I'm like, this is my birth mom. But I realized that, I can't do that. Me wanting to kill myself and how strong it was back then. I realized that because she was in my life, acting like none of it ever happened, it was really, really regressing my mental health. And I've started to get to the point where I also want to go no contact with my adopted parents. And that's really sad because they chose me, and now it's kind of like they're like, never mind. And it's not even funny, but the only thing I can do is laugh. And you would think that I was a terrible person, or I was a bad kid, or, I just do stuff. Like, I have to be egging these people on. I have to be doing stuff to make people not want me. I promise you, hand to Mother Earth, I don't do anything. I am the chillest person. I am the calmest person. I am the most, I really don't do anything. And I can say that wholeheartedly. I'm not even lying to you guys. So to be invited into a safe space only to be forced out and kicked out is crazy. It's not a good feeling. I don't think I want to go any deeper than that, because there's a lot, you guys. There's a lot. And like I said, I only want a tight-knit community to really know about that kind of stuff. But if you are going through anything like that, or not even with your family, just anything that's causing mental disdain on you, please let me know, because we can have a really in-depth conversation. I can give you a virtual hug. I can be your friend. I can be the person you vent to, because I don't have that. And because I don't have that, like I said, I want to be that for somebody else. So if you're listening and you're going through that, hit me up. All right. Groupie Sock Gang. Love y'all. I will post on Instagram when the Discord, if you guys want that, and when the Patreon is up. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.